Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on.
What is up? What is up? I have completed my trip to Mecca, aka San Diego Comic Con. It's truly geek heaven. Like, you go out there, man, you're around people, they talk about the stuff that they like, that they have a passion for. We talked previously about how DC was sitting this one out, wasn't going to have a presence, Gunn wasn't going to be there. But I just figured, I was like, James Gunn, he sent a video to CinemaCon in Vegas. This was like 3 months ago. It was this spring. He just sent the first look of the logo of the Corn Sweat Superman shield. So I was like, well, okay, Gunn's not going to be at Comic-Con, but he still can send a video, And so I was, I thought something was going to happen with that. And we speculated. Then we heard about this mysterious DC announcement that's possibly coming to Comic-Con, though Gunn won't be there. So, I mean, the options was open, man. We was like, okay, what are we really going to get? Before this Comic-Con, I speculated, hey, at the very least, once I kind of calmed down, I was like, at the very least, we should see first footage of Creature Commandos, like moving animations. Like, we need to see this. We got that. And we'll talk about that on another video. We'll break down that trailer that seems to, have some DC fans excited. It has its audience. A new look at Corn Sweat Superman. That should happen. That should just make sense to happen. Well, we didn't get that, but we got the new DC Studios logo unveiled. And hey, I like the classic look. James Gunn had words before they unveiled this logo. Before we do that, I definitely, again, appreciated all the support. One major thing to show your support is obviously make sure you subscribe, smash the like. I'm seeing a discrepancy of views and likes. We got to get that back up. If y'all want to be a part of that conversation over here, make sure you're smashing the like. Y'all already commenting like crazy, so continue that as well.
Oh, hey, there's one more thing I'd like to share with you. From our earliest days at DC Studios, my partner Peter Safran and I have been laser focused on bringing the traditionally distinct worlds of DC film, TV, animation, and gaming into alignment under a single banner. Peter and I knew we needed one logo that would bring us all together. We knew it needed to be something that was immediately recognizable, something that honored the comics, the legendary writers and artists who inspired everything we do, including our own Jim Lee, of course, not to mention the generations of passionate and extraordinary DC fans. We needed a logo that pays honor to our past and now signifies our future, ours and yours. Thank you for your support over the past year and change. I can't wait to show you all what we have in store for you. We promise to put every ounce of our hearts and souls into honoring the legacy of Superman, of Batman, of Wonder Woman, and of all the DC Comics characters. And I promise this logo will be a sign of the love and passion and respect and hard work that goes into those creations. So now I have the distinct pleasure of showing you our DC Studios logo. I can pretend we worked long and hard on figuring out what that was, but the truth is we knew exactly what we wanted that logo to be from the moment we took charge of DC Studios. If it looks familiar to you, well, you might very well be a DC fan. Much love to all of you and have a wonderful con.
This was probably I would say this is the biggest news that came from DC. This logo. What do we think about this logo? Classical look at the logo. Like I mean, you kind of can't go wrong with going with what worked before. I will say that. Doing the whole Fleischer, Superman it seems like they want to really lean on the legacies of DC, which it has. Like, that's the thing. DC has this rich history. I mean, this is supposed to be what this reboot is about. James Gunn and Peter Safran, DC Studios, is to finally have a dedicated studio, dedicated resources strictly for DC, not some hybrid Hamada DC, but he's still Warner Brothers. Like no, it's Gunn, Safran, they're DC only. This whole Marvel versus DC thing is literally not even about DC trying to beat Marvel. DC got in trouble when they felt like they wanted to be like Marvel. When DC is doing its own thing, it's doing like Christopher Nolan type stuff, the Zack Snyder type stuff as well. And I believe what Superman and Lois is doing on the TV series. It's not about copying Marvel or anything. I mean, could it be elements that translates? I guess, yeah. But Marvel, they have a formula, and they kind of have a new formula that they're doing. Starting with Deadpool, Wolverine. You got the huge RDJ announcement that, again, that has the world talking. When Marvel's winning, that doesn't mean people are like, whoa, another comic book movie comes out. Oh, I'm not going to watch that. It's not Marvel. It's like, no, that's going to actually have people interested in the genre. And I mean, yeah, as far as I'm first and foremost a DC fan, so I want to see DC win. But Marvel doesn't have to lose for DC to win. DC just has to get its stuff together, right? Was it smart that they skipped this Comic-Con? That's really the question that a lot of people are talking about on social media. And of course, half the stuff on social media and the arguments, it really isn't about even being informed or trying to learn anything. It's all of these people have their point of view and they're just stuck on it. The fact that RDJ is back, that once again, that means that DC will always fail, according to certain people. Those two things don't have to be related at all. Marvel can win and DC can win as well. Was it a mistake, though, that Gunn skipped Comic-Con? No, I think this was a smart move. Gunn is friends with Feige. Not saying that Feige gave Gunn all the information of what Marvel was going to do, but I do think Feige was like, hey, if you're going to come to Comic-Con, bro, you better bring it because I got a nuke. This was probably one of the biggest announcements in Hall H ever. And I was very happy to be there, to witness this and to get the crowd reactions to it. So I'm hoping the same for DC, man. Now, since Superman has skipped this Comic-Con, and like I said, we got the Creature Commandos trailer, that's all they had to do. Show us the animation, bro. And again, we'll talk about that more. So that's coming out in December. No Peacemaker stuff, and I didn't expect it. They can hype up Peacemaker next year, right? As far as Superman, they got to show up at a con somewhere, right? One of these days, right? Well, you have the New York Comic-Con, I think this fall. You have CCXP, the International Con, which is in Brazil, which Gunn gets a lot of love in that market, just to let you know. He did a lot of stuff for his Suicide Squad there in Brazil. Brazil is probably the biggest supporters of DC, just everything DC. I really need to actually visit there one day because they love DC. CCXP is normally December's, I believe. Could we get a little footage there? Could Gunn pop in there to just give a little DC love? I think I'm gonna circle CCXP, and then CinemaCon in Vegas. That's every spring. James Gunn sent a video to them. That's why I keep bringing them up, because James Gunn has a really great relationship with the exhibitors and the theater exhibitors and a theatrical game out there. So he sent that first look of the logo to CinemaCon this past spring. Maybe he'll send. By that time, you need footage. Spring 3 months before the film comes out. It's about screening some footage, if not the entire film. If they feeling really confident about Superman by next spring, they could just show the entire film. Now, it will just be, this is something that Marvel did with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Then they show like the first 30 minutes at CinemaCon. So, and it's a common practice at CinemaCon because you're just screening it for the theater exhibitors. You're trying to get them hyped to buy into the marketing and, you know, sell your film in the theater. So that's what CinemaCon is for. It's all theater owners. They get, and press, get invited, and they're the ones that see these films early. By next Comic-Con, which again, it will be after Superman comes out, if Superman does well, if it performs well, they could do their victory lap, you know, in Hall H. That things can line up pretty nice. I really don't subscribe to the online speculation and theories that because RDJ is back, you know, Marvel is winning, DC has no chance of even being successful with anything. I just don't really react like that to the news. I celebrate RDJ coming back. I literally celebrated it in my video in the crowd there, because I'm like, oh, like this genre is getting that boost, that stimulus, if you will. And now all Superman has to do for DC is be a good movie. It has to be a good movie first, right? And then it has to translate, you know, and perform. But as long as the quality is there, then I think it has a good shot. We are yet to see, you know, of course, the film or any footage, just behind the scenes stuff, and everyone's polarizing thoughts about it. But I just feel ultimately it's a real simple formula for DC. As you know, Gunn has to be, you know, just really direct with this film, get that general audience, and then DC has an already made DC world, breathing world to just dive into. But yes, obviously, I don't think no one needs to be reminded that yes, a lot rides on the Superman film, and we'll see, right? We'll see what happens. The new DC logo, I guess we're gonna get used to seeing this before every film. I mean, it's cool, the classical things, but I'm looking forward to making new memories, new historical DC moments. If James Gunn is up to that, we shall see, and we'll catch y'all next time.